Up in the ring, Boyd Pierce is ready to introduce this one to you. Let's pick him up. So this one, the semifinal event here on this card on this evening, with its 45-minute time limit and a pair of the game's top notches. You saw referee Danny McShane displaying the Texas State belt, but that Texas State belt is not at stake in this match. Alberto Madrill, at the time that this match, was the Texas State heavyweight champion. He wore the belt in the ring with pride, but it is not at stake. However, as with any champion, his reputation is at stake, and Madrill is going to have to fight off the efforts of a big, tough Texan, Dickie Murdoch. Side headlock for Dick Murdoch. He takes a big squeeze more than anything. He's got both arms literally wrapped around the head of Alberto Madrill. We can see them on our side of the ring, but in the side that is facing the camera, you see their backs at this particular moment. But now, as the arms start to come into view, you'll see that they are shortened up. Dick Murdoch is carrying on a running conversation, trying to attract my attention as well as to minimize Al Madrill's reputation, strength, and ability. There you see him, but you can also see that that right hand of his looks as if it's clutching a handful of Madrill's hair to kind of hold that grip in there just a little bit steadier and a little bit more solidly. Madrill comes out with a Japanese arm lock and does it swiftly and does it well. The argument between McShane and Murdoch won the argument. He just denied everything that McShane was accusing him of doing and looked at him right smack in the eye at the time. So now the fans start to encourage Madrill, and here again is Murdoch mouthing off just above us, and I guess he's always doing it, whether he's facing me on this side of the ring or facing somebody else on the other side of the ring. Right now, his effort is at keeping Al Madrill in subjection. It's still the side headlock. He is still just cinched up and tightened those arms on the head of Madrill. You notice how he's pulling him in around the neck, trying to shorten the arms in order to do what he's doing without use of strength, but more with the use of leverage. And Madrill, of course, can, when it gets to a certain point, do just what he's doing now, and that is slip out of it and come up with a Japanese arm lock. We saw it, McShane saw it, he calls for the break, but Madrill caught one that he didn't see coming, and that makes it twice as tough. An old rabbit punch with the elbow is hard to take. And there's Madrill again, caught in the same grinding type of grip, that same shortened envelopment to the head. It's still a headlock. Hard to call it a side headlock. It's hard to call it a front headlock. The old timers had a whole name for it called a head chancery. And now Murdoch again shouting out in this direction. I tell you, some of his efforts as he pours it to his opponent is always verbal. Nice move by Madrill, and that's the first time he has been able to counter Dick Murdoch, and he is doing a beautiful job of it. So, Mr. Mouth, Dick Murdoch, you see that? He called it an illegal punch, which may or may not be so, but his description of what happened to him was that it was an illegal punch. And Madrill has absorbed that series of headlocks and done it well. You hear him, they're screaming for Madrill to lay it in there and let him have it. A rip across the face at the 5-minute mark. Madrill caught a blistering wallop right there. That's the result. You have your face rammed into something as unyielding and hard as that turnbuckle, and you're in trouble. And Madrill is in that troubled area right now. A handful of nose, and he's following up in the same area. It was that part of Madrill's face that slammed into the buckle. He's going for the atomic drop. This could be it. There's Murdoch on top, there's two, and Madrill just barely oozed his way out from underneath. Murdoch following up, managing to pound Madrill in succession. McShane is raising a little bit of sand with Murdoch over the continued efforts. And Madrill has taken an inordinate amount of punishment in this battle, and this is not the way to stay in the ring over a long period with Dick Murdoch. Murdoch hanging on. Murdoch was trying to go for a chokehold in there. There is a diving head tackle by Alberto Madrill. Madrill on top. He could have a fall. He did it. Alberto Madrill came up that time.
Fall in 6 minutes, 53 seconds. Alberto Madrill.
He come up with a great way of scoring with that diving headlock, head butt of his, and Murdoch is complaining that this is illegal. But Danny McShane, with his questioning of Madrill, has not changed his mind. We'll be back here in a moment after this word from the studio.
Second ball.
Well, the bell rings to save us from a torrent of words by Dick Murdoch. Murdoch told us everything, including his grade average at West Texas State, but he did not telegraph what he was about to do to Alberto Madrill, and that was to land that foot in there and do something about it. He's covering up a chokehold, and Madrill, who is one fall ahead, is also 1 foot in trouble. You see that grip on his throat here, and this can slow you down, tire you out, change your mind faster than almost anything that you can do. McShane is checking into whether or not that was a stranglehold, and Murdoch has been denying it. And Murdoch right now has roused Madrill, and Alberto has that flare of temper that can take care of him in, oh man, that was a beauty. Oh! Murdoch sank down to the canvas in short steps, or short sits, whatever you want to call it. But the problem now is for Murdoch to rise up to his feet. He may or may not be able to do it. He has shifted his argument to Irish Danny McShane. Rugged Dick Murdoch. Now with that, whoops, he changed his mind. First it looked like he was going to go into full-scale fisticuffs with Alberto Madrill, but I think that he saw a little bit too much readiness, and here's that chokehold again. But no matter what Murdoch does, whatever he wants to do is covered up until he gets ready to do it, and in this case, that chokehold. Murdoch now deciding he can do more outside to take the fight out of Madrill than he could in the ring, which may be so and may not be so. So Murdoch came in to break the count. Whether McShane will give him a brand new count remains to be seen. But it's Madrill who is having the trouble, and Murdoch, oh, a nasty way to use a chair. Driving it down into the midsection of Alberto Madrill. Yes, you can look right under the ring and look across at what's happening over there, in spite of the fact that Madrill is out of sight as far as the camera lens is concerned. So Murdoch, big and tough, is trying to prove it in every way that he can, but Danny McShane exerting a little force here and trying to tell Dick Murdoch he's going to have to listen. Now, McShane is well aware of the problem of handling a Murdoch, because he fought a lot of battering melees with Dick Murdoch's father, Frankie Murdoch. And now he's trying to get ready to get even, as Murdoch just shouted. He said, "I'm doing this for Killer Brooks." And this is one for the Gipper, according to Dick Murdoch. This one, he says, is for Brooks. And outside and behind us, the action continues as he again drives that chair into the midsection of Alberto Madrill. And there is Dick Murdoch back up in the ring. Madrill is on the concrete right over here to our right. The fans are hollering and screaming at Dick Murdoch, and those close to Madrill are screaming encouragement at his. You can see Madrill just barely in your picture. Our cameras here are not mobile. They do not move. We move the lens in order to bring him in closer, as director Jim Mueller is doing right now. So outside, Alberto Madrill, and there he is, right down again on the concrete right here alongside of us. And Madrill is being dragged along by the seat of his pants. And again comes the chair, this time into his left leg. 5 minutes have gone by. This is the second fall of a 2 out of 3 fall match. And Murdoch is gloating and gloating. Not only gloating, he has broken that count a number of times and has gotten around to driving Alberto Madrill into the concrete. And you can see that he means to fix up that leg so that Madrill is not going to be able to come back. He's going to wrap it around that ring post. Ooh, man. Well, if Madrill can still stand on that leg, there may be a third fall in this match. This one may end at any moment. But Alberto Madrill has caught punishment enough to fell several people. And I can tell you right now, I will be extremely surprised if he manages to rise to his feet. McShane keeping Murdoch busy, although Murdoch, at this stage of the game, could literally swallow McShane, but not McShane's authority. And the prolonged punishment on that leg. Well, Murdoch over is taking great delight in calling the shots for us. He's going for the Japanese leg lock, and Alberto Madrill is going to have to quit for the second fall of this match. The equalizing fall goes to Alberto Madrill.
There it is. Second fall, 6 minutes, 37 seconds, Dick Murdoch.
Dick Murdoch has equalized things, and I want to tell you that Alberto Madrill is not in anywhere near as good shape at the end of the second fall as Dick Murdoch was when he lost the first fall. We'll be back here in a moment. Right now, we pause for this word from the studio.
Third fall.
Almost with the sound of the bell. Dick Murdoch raced across that ring to kick Alberto Madrill's leg out from under him and to take charge of this third and deciding fall of this battle here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. And Alberto Madrill may be on his feet, but he's got one foot on the canvas, and you could almost say he was on his last leg. That other one is not in particularly good position to do him any good. Alberto Madrill, man down, and he faces the prospect of more punishment. And Dick Murdoch takes great delight in moving in there and slowly putting Madrill's shoulders down to the deck. Dick Murdoch managed to reach over there and grab a rope, and these fans screamed their warning to Irish Danny McShane. So McShane now finds Dick Murdoch. Well, you can't say he's pulling the wool over his eyes, but he is pulling the rope over his head. And McShane suspects what's happening, but he's not sure. So he broke the hold, but it did not do Al Madrill any favors. Madrill has having his problem underneath. The leg is still in possession of Dick Murdoch. Madrill is not going to win this match with his leg caught by Dick Murdoch. Figure four leg lock for Dick Murdoch. Shoulders are close. McShane had a clear shot at calling 2 or 3 that time. You see Murdoch's foot close to the rope and on the rope. And Murdoch is trying to get McShane to count, and he is also looking for the opportunity to put his foot on that rope. That time he didn't, but I guess he did it enough times to have had it happen. Here comes Murdoch again, working on that leg. This is not a great night for Madrill. He's in trouble. Murdoch, of course, rates as one of the toughest people that Madrill is going to face at any time in his career. And with Madrill lying on that canvas, he makes a great target for anything that Murdoch has in mind, whether it's mayhem or what it is. And Dickie Murdoch is caught underneath, and there is the fall. Well, I guess I recited his obituary too many times, but Alberto Madrill came through.
3 minutes, 33 seconds, the winner of the third fall in the match, Texas heavyweight champion Alberto Madrill.
Alberto Madrill may be laying on the canvas, but he's laying there the winner. And he has absorbed a tremendous amount of punishment and still proven. I beg your pardon?
Did you see your referee fast count me?
Dick Murdoch is complaining here about a fast count. We refuse to.
For years, right now, very fine promoter. And you know what it's like to get robbed.
So Dick Murdoch here is trying to lay the groundwork for a complaint. But there he goes. He lost the match with a cradle hold by Alberto Madrill. We'll be back in a moment. We'll have this word from the studio.